Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this. Where's your space? Question mark. So here I am. I'm doing a live recording here from my kids' bedroom where they just received in the last week a new bunk bed. Now, to give you a little back history on this, we have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 10-month-old. And we are co-sleepers. And so we literally have taken a king-size bed, a queen-size bed, put them together with a 12-foot headboard, and we have a 12-foot bed. And so we are co-sleepers, and this is not a conversation about co-sleeping. I really don't care about your opinion about co-sleeping. We love it. We have fun. We have tons of laughs, tons of giggles, and occasionally I get kicked in the groin. So the point of this, though, which is so cool, because for the longest time in this particular bedroom in our house, we've had the old king-size bed in the room. When we would have company come visit, the cousins would come visit, they'd all sleep in this room, and the in-laws would sleep in the other room, and, you know, it's a great opportunity to entertain when they're here. And in this bedroom, though, that I'm standing in with the bunk beds, there were toys. And they weren't really the toys that the boys would play with a lot. They were toys that we would kind of move up here. They played with, and they'd stop playing with them, so we put them up here. And then when the kids came up here to play, I'd be like, wow, new toys. And they would play with those toys. But for the longest time, my wife has been talking about getting them a bunk bed, about creating their own space. Now, for Daddy, who loves his snuggles, he thinks, you know, my mind goes to that place, and I know eventually you have to let go, but my mind goes to that place. It's like, oh man, I'm not ready for them to leave. I love being able to snuggle them. I love being able to laugh and giggle and like everything that happens and goes along with it, even the stuff that you want to pull your hair out on. Like, I love it all, and we have a blast. And yet the other side of it is that when I look at my childhood growing up, I had my own space. I had my own bedroom. I also had bunk beds, and I would be able to, I remember times of sleeping in bunk beds with my brother, and I remember him having his own bedroom, and we all had our own space. So I know that it's something that's important, and it was never more evident or relevant than a year ago when Wyatt had a friend over from school, and he came into the house, and the first thing he said was, hey, let's see your bedroom. He wanted to see his bedroom, and yet Wyatt looked almost dazed and confused because he realized he didn't really have his own space. So they ran upstairs into the bedroom, and none of his toys that he really played with a lot were up here. So they ran in, they jumped around a little bit, and ran right back down to the rest of the house, which is pretty much owned by our children because they don't have their own space. Enter the new bunk bed. Literally, we put this bunk bed together about 5 days ago as of this recording, maybe 6 days ago as of this recording, we put the bunk bed together. The next day, we went and got mattresses, and by that night, I was spending my first night in bed, in a bunk bed with my boys. Now, they are not ready to sleep on their own in this space because it's on the second floor of the house. We have the bedroom, the other master bedroom is on the first floor. They're not really ready for that stage yet, but yet they're excited to be able to sleep in their space and put little flashlights up, and they got stickers on the wall, and you name it. Immediately, when they had the bunk bed, they started to create their space. They started to move in. They started to bring toys into the room. They have little cubbies that were made by my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and they started putting stuff into their little cubbies. They started to utilize their space. And as a result of it, here's what we've seen. More of their toys are moving from the rest of the house into here. They're also playing with some of the toys that they haven't played with for months. What's really cool about this is that they've taken ownership of their space. They took ownership when they put stickers on the wall. They took ownership when they started bringing their stuffed animals and their toys into the room. They took ownership because this is their space. And although they still utilize the rest of the house, and although they still want to sleep in our bed, they also know that they have their own space. And this is important in life, isn't it? It's important for you and I. It's important for us to be able to have a place where we can go to that's our space, a place of creativity, a place of focus, a place of just being calm, being quiet. After Wyatt's basketball practice game, actually the other day, he said, I just want to go home and lay down in my bed. And so we got back, and he came upstairs, and he laid down in his bed. He just wanted to be in his space. And it's something that's important for all of us, and for those of you who have kids, you know how important this is. Sometimes the bathroom is our safe haven if we can actually close the door and keep anybody from coming in. that sometimes becomes our only safe space. The question today becomes very simple. Where in your life do you have a space that you're not using? That you could use for creativity, that you could use for meditation, for peace and quiet, that you could use for working out, that you could use for creation of a business. Where in your life do you have a space that you're not utilizing? And when can you make a commitment to utilize this space, and what are you going to work on? You see, there's something about going into that space. Just recently, I started renting a space for my business. I'm a coach. I coach from home. I have space here to do work. But I realized that I wanted to expand. I want to do more live programs. I want to have a place where I could actually go to and not have to keep renting stuff and bringing it in and not have to go look for new venues if this space were rented out to somebody else. I took it on myself. My father's my landlord. He thought it was a great idea. I thought it was a great idea. I have my own space. And I can go there right now if I'm feeling foggy, if I'm feeling out of focus, and I can walk around and be in a different environment to be able to generate some creativity. I can walk into my recording studio and I could go record something. I could go into my office and I can work on the computer there for different creation. I could go stand in the area where I do live programs and I could just literally rehearse a talk, which is going to elicit an emotion, a feeling, a focus, an energy, and a fire because I'm in my space. I can do that in my office at home because I have a space. When the kids are home, it's a little harder. When my wife is home, it's a little harder. So if I need to, I can go to that space where I can create. When they got these bunk beds, this actually opened up a space for them to create. So where in your life do you have a space that you're not using, or where in your life can you create a space to go to create greater energy, greater focus, greater power in your life? And again, that might just be a space for meditation. That might be a space to start working out. It might be a space for, maybe it's like the kids like to have a fort. Maybe it's a little hideout for you and your spouse where you can go sit and just talk for a moment. Maybe at your business, it's your ability to just close your door to your office so that you can have a moment for that peace and quiet in that space to create and get to a place of power. So take a look at your life today, and where is it that you need to create space so that you can create more energy, more power, and more focus in your life, and then go utilize that space today. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, if you haven't already, head on over to iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, and please subscribe, rate, and or review the Commit and Go podcast. And if you love it that much, please send it to somebody that you think could benefit from this program daily, Monday through Friday. Also, head on over to commitandgo.com where you can get information about myself, yours truly, Dr. Troy Dukowitz, programs that we put on, live programs, and even online programs and announcements that we will have throughout the course of a year. So I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, and we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time.